Are you a master marksman? An amateur archer? Maybe you're wondering how well the Skyrim stealth archer style works in Morrowind. If you answered yes to any of those questions, then we've got you covered with today's ultimate guide to archery. We're about to take a look at the best bow in the game, the Bow of Shadows, as well as the free Daedric bow so you can add your own effects. As an added bonus, I'll show you where to find the best arrows, capable of dealing game-breaking amounts of damage, and the best source for all the other projectiles a sniper could ask for. There are some useful items that can really supercharge this build that we've already covered previously, like the Amulet of Shadows and the Boots of Blinding Speed, so check out the videos linked in the description for those guides next. We'll start our look today by tracking down the best bow in Morrowind, the Bow of Shadows. To start, we'll need to head to Tel Voss on Vvardenfell's northeastern corner. We'll have to do a little bit of legwork to get our hands on the bow, as there's an unmarked quest we'll need to follow. The first place we need to go is directly west of Tel Voss, the Nerano Ancestral Tomb, just on the backside of this first hill outside of town. There is a vampire in here that will need to be killed as part of the main quest, but we won't have to go that far in today. So long as you can deal with the minor undead problem, this location shouldn't prove to be much of a challenge. If you're coming in as a stealth archer already, it's an absolute cakewalk. Once we're inside, head down this staircase and open the first door. Be aware that there's a greater bone walker in here. There's not much room to maneuver either, so bring some restore strength potions just in case. With him out of the way, we'll come across the first of 3 smuggler corpses, Danders. He has a small amount of gold, but nothing substantial. In the next room, there are 2 Skelemans ready to add you to the pile. Take care of them and we can investigate the other smugglers. Moving targets can be a pain sometimes, and it seems like it's harder to hit targets at close range in Morrowind. I recommend you have a melee weapon as a backup for those occasional nuisances. Once all the bodies have hit the floor, we can check out this next room. Looks like Ursine won't be smuggling any more skooma, and don't even get me started on that business with the ash statues.
There is no escape!
We can read the note on the table to figure out what's going on here. It's a letter from the bandit's boss, Bacharach. He sent this note with Ursine to warn the others that a necromancer named Goris had double-crossed them, wiping out their team at Drala's Ancestral Tomb, which you can actually see for yourself if you pay it a visit. Only one smuggler managed to escape and warn Bacharach at their headquarters in Nellis Ancestral Tomb, which was likely overrun as well since there are only undead located there. Bacharach sent a key to a rendezvous site, but we'll have to find it first. While we're here, grab the athletic skill book Ransom of Zarek off the crate over here. No need to worry about the ghost behind the door, or the vampire Calvario inside. Neither one has anything to do with our quest today. This unlucky bandit is Morris. He has a key that goes to the small random loot chest on the altar, so feel free to try your luck with that. But more importantly, Ursine has the key to the next location, Indaren Ancestral Tomb. So grab that and make your way back outside. Indaren Ancestral Tomb will be located along the northern coast of Vvardenfell, southwest from the ancient Dunmer stronghold of Rothran and north of the Dwemer ruins at Bithwand. We'll be levitating over and using the Amulet of Shadows to avoid any cliff racer encounters. Just head northwest over the Foyada known as the Valley of the Wind and follow the coast west. The entrance to Indaren will be on the western side of the hill directly ahead. It can be difficult to spot, but if you pass Bithwend, you've gone too far. Whatever you do, don't go in here unless you have the key already, as the target corpse will despawn after a few days. The good news is, we won't have to deal with any bone walkers in this tomb. The bad news is, there are 5 level Daedra, making it a good idea to clear this tomb early on in your playthrough. Head down the stairs as you do, and past the first door, where we'll find the first 2 Daedra, just aching for some explosive arrows. The first smuggler we'll come across is Jonas. He won't be needing this pearl anymore, so grab that while you're here, as well as the free drinks laying around. The next corpse is Pegasi, who has some nice heavy leather boots if that's your thing. as well as a small amount of gold. Past the second door, we'll find the other 3 leveled Daedra. They're generally spaced out enough that you won't have to take them all at once if you're sneaky about it. The final door is just down this staircase. The room is free of enemies, and inside we'll find the 3rd smuggler, Tyronius. On his body, we'll find a note detailing the last moments of the group. Tyronius tells of his cohort's deaths, but he was under the impression that their 4th colleague, Leuven, died here as well, though he's nowhere to be found. They came here to meet with the necromancer and deliver his payment, but were overrun by spontaneously spawning scamps after initially clearing the tomb. Thankfully, he was crafty and forged a copy of Gorrus's key when he wasn't looking. The key is engraved with the word Venom, a hint to the final location, so make sure you take it with you. There's also a free potion down here and an emerald in the ash pit up top, so check those out before you leave. When you're done, make your way back outside, avoiding the wildlife where possible. We'll need to travel back east and south toward the Zainab Ashlander camp. If you're traveling by air, you can make a direct line over the Daedric ruin of Zerganapal and the Mage's Den of Dunahay in the Valley of the Winds. Head over the Foyada and watch for the Dwemer ruin of Nechulift. Our target is Venom Ancestral Tomb, located directly southeast from here along the same line. This one's a bit difficult to find, as we'll be coming in from the opposite side again. Look for the hill with trees on the southern side, and you'll find the door between them on the south face. Once inside, head down the stairs through the first door and into this room, where you'll need to deal with a spoopy ghost before continuing. Be careful with the next door, as it isn't one of the doors that our key unlocks, it's just a trapped door thrown in to trick the less observant adventurers. Break the trap and face down the ancestral ghost that's floating around in here. There's a free potion just inside, but that's the last easy part of this particular tomb. We'll need to disarm another trap and pass through to the main chamber, where we'll find not only Gorrus the Maggot King, but also the missing smuggler Leuven, who it seems has been working with the necromancer as well. Start with Gorrus, as he's quite beefy. We can deal with the turncoat next. Gorrus has more than enough spells to really ruin your day, and at level 15, he's the most dangerous thing you'll face on this quest. Fun fact, he's the only non-Breton to have the ability Dragon Skin, so even spamming high explosives is gonna take some time, especially since he's running around like a Quama with its whatever Quama have cut off. The traitor Leuven is up next. He won't present nearly as much trouble as his boss, going down in only 2 shots. There's also one final ancestral ghost floating around this last chamber. Once everyone is down, we can inspect our new loot. Gorrus has a nice ebony staff that we can sell off later, as well as many exquisite wardrobe options for the psychopath with style, so clean him out and head up the stairs to the table on the left. Here we'll find some potions and a trapped chest containing a nice little pile of gems. There's also a copy of Darkest Darkness and an orcish tower shield in the corner. But the real prize is here on the right side of the table, the Bow of Shadows. This little beauty packs one hell of a punch, with a damage range of 4 to 40, plus the damage of your arrows, of course. Being an artifact of Nocturnal, the bow carries an appropriate enchantment, casting Fortify Speed for 20 to 30 points, and Invisibility, both for 30 seconds, giving you enough time to vanish after doing murder on some unsuspecting fetcher. Nocturnal originally gifted this bow to a legendary ranger, Rayles Gilly, for a secret mission, but like any secret mission that people know about, it failed, costing the ranger to lose his life, and the bow in the process. Now that we have the best bow, we need to get some appropriate ammo, and there's no better place to do that than at the Fletcher's shop in Vivec. This shop was added in an official Bethesda plugin called Area Effect Arrows, included in the GOG release and free to download from the UESP. I've put a link in the description if you want to check that out, or any of the other official plugins as well. This prolific provider of projectiles carries just about all of the arrows, darts, and throwing weapons in the game, including the ones I've been using today. She also has a Daedric bow for 50,000 septims, but I'm about to show you how to get a free one, so spend your gold on ammo instead. To get your hands on the bow, take a Silt Strider to the town of Nissus on the northwestern end of Vardenfell, then head northeast to the Daedric ruin of Mael Kashishi. Levitation will be required for this one, so plan accordingly. Along the way, we'll pass over the cave of Acernud, as well as the Releth Ancestral Tomb. The bow will be located inside the upper tower of the ruin, built into the hillside. No pesky Daedra to deal with here, unless you happen to fall off the ledge. Keep on levitating over to the platform ahead. Here we'll find an unfortunate adventurer with the beastly bow beneath his bottom. There are also a handful of deadly Daedric arrows scattered around, and 2 extra levitation potions in case you got stuck. When you're done here, I have one last place to show you that'll put you way over the top. We need to head to everyone's most favorite winter wonderland, so travel to Cool for the Solstheim Express.
Hurry, last boat to Solstheim, until the next one.
Serve the Emperor and the Emperor's law.
If you're a low-level character and a fan of staying alive, I highly recommend you use stealth and levitation for this part, as we'll be traveling all the way out to the Skald village of Thirsk, on the eastern end of the island, near Lake Fjalding. It can be a bit of a harrowing trip, but if you're playing a stealth archer, this will be extremely beneficial, as there are numerous best-in-class items just sitting there. Remember how tree stumps were so OP in the first hours of the game? Well, Bethesda remembers. They've left us a tree stump behind the Mead Hall, a treasure trove at the end of the world, with suitably S-tier equipment for those who know where to look. Inside, we'll find a blood-stained note. Apparently this dead drop was for someone only identified as S. Here's the equipment I told you about. Remember, the weak deserve no mercy. Signed by E. Also inside here will be a pair of enchanted constant effect gloves. First is Treachery, fortifying security by 20 points, and Deceit, fortifying sneak by 20 points as well. We also have the 5 best arrows in the game, the Ebony Arrows of Slaying, dealing a monstrous 5,000 points of damage health over 1 second. There are only 5 in the game, but they are capable of one-shotting any NPC, so use them sparingly. There's also a short sword named Shadow Sting, dealing 10 to 50 points before factoring in 5 points of poison for 20 seconds. And camouflaging your opponent, so no one sees the body before you can get away. Finally, we have an awesome ring, the Ring of Raven Eye, constantly fortifying your marksmanship and providing Night Eye for 20 points. Any assassin would do well to grab this stash as early as they're able to. And that's gonna do it for today. Playing a stealth archer can give you a whole different perspective on the game, and I hope you give it a shot. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, do me a favor and leave a like or consider subscribing. We have new guides, let's plays, and live streams every week, so there's always something new right around the corner. Until next time, I've been GitShiver, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.